Alright, so this is a very big departure from my regular content. I'm trying out new things since I like doing this type of stuff, and I hope you enjoy it too. Don't worry, I'll get back to my regular content soon. This was just what I'm trying out. So, today we're going to be reading AI generated Harry Potter prompts from a website. And I can tell you after reading some of it, it's really absurd, and don't get me started on chapter 10. It's insane. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's nothing much left to say other than I also did a book cover. Almost forgot that. That's the integral part of this video, returning the AI generated prompts into book covers and designing books based off of them. I had a whole idea for the first one, which is titled, as you'll see, Harry Potter and the Deserted Castle. I thought this one had the most potential out of the three I picked, so I decided to make it into a book cover. And thank you for Envato Tuts Plus's tutorial. That really helped me a lot throughout making this. So yeah, and I experimented with book design and cover design until I got my finished product, which I'm really proud of, if not a little less part of the back. But yeah, I'm really excited for you to see it, and I think this could be a series if you guys enjoy it much. So if YouTube allows the comments to be on this time, please comment down if you liked it or not. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get into this absurdity. If you're ready or not. There's also some very, very strange ones that didn't make it into the final three that are going to be in the videos. They're something. Anyway, I'll let you watch. Have a good one. That, and I also recorded my artwork for the covers, so look forward to that too. Okay, I'm done. Okay, yeah, so I'm not done. I'm also going to give you a reading of the Harry Potter prompts, of the book prompts. Yeah, this is future saying the artist here, adding that in. Chapter 1, The End. Harry toyed with the possibility that they might have been able to possess Harry while Harry was pulling him upward. He obeyed its pressure without really thinking about it. Only as he walked down the back steps, Ginny behind them, both parents hugged Ron before turning to Lupin and saying, in a wildly transparent attempt to break the silence, was that of the Caro brother Amicus. Alecto, are you there? Have you got him? Open the door. The Ravenclaws were whispering amongst themselves, terrified. Without warning, there came a loud bang and a squeal, followed by a sound of it, created a barrier behind them. Now, Draco, quickly, said the brutal-faced man angrily, but Malfoy's hand was shaking badly. I had one, and she had the other, and trapped his fist with the point. Immediately, a thick coppery green chain appeared out of nowhere and flung herself into Ron's arms. Runcorn let me out. He attacked Umbridge and Yaxley. He's told us of who remains for hours. They were trying to make you immortal, a stone to make you see how she was feeling at the moment, she asked. Yeah, said Hagrid, unconcerned. Ooh, but they wouldn't dare make trouble in the middle of his chest. He froze, his arm still raised. His wand fell to the floor on the other side. Chapter 2, The Gryffindor. The room filled the face of the cliff-top garden and the freshly dug grave. Mr. Ollivander, I need some help. I need to talk to him. Splinched, said Hermione, her voice trembling slightly. I can think of a new plan. She faltered under the look he gave her as he stood up to let her in. Harry Potter was snoring loudly. He had been sitting low in his seat, hurried down the table, sharpened palpably. Some stiffened, others fidgeted, all gazing at Snape and Malfoy. Harry ran down the stairs toward him, wrapped in a thick black traveling cloak. He looked exhausted, but pleased to see her. Aberforth was getting a bit of a slap in the face by a jet of water. What's sort of the tip of his wand? Said another jet of green light from behind a veil. The light was an incredible treasure, proof that Lily Potter had really lived, and that her warm hand was once moved across his parchment, tracing ink into his letters, these words about him. Harry, her son. That's taken right out of Deathly Hallows. Impatiently brushing away the wetness in his eyes, he reread the letter. This time concentrating on the school boundaries they would be interested in joining me. Chapter 3. The Door. Then he gazed down at the thick snow, hiding from his eyes at the place where it had happened. wanting to understand. Master Regulus was very worried, Crook Creature. Master Regulus told Creature to stay hidden and not to leave your hidey hole in the future, didn't it? Sirius raised his wand. His arms and legs snapped together, and he fell forward, his face smacking the ground, blood pouring out of the ordinary, and there were still close. There were those inexplicable times when Malfoy simply vanished from the map. But Harry did not dare look at her forever, and that would be enough. You are lazy and sloppy, Potter. It is a small wonder that the Dark Lord last month shook him. He has since sustained a serious injury because his reactions are slower than they once were. But through all these years, he had never have been tricked into going in there that night tonight, and Sirius would not have stopped for this pleasant chat about ways and means. I haven't got a clue, and now you mention it. Yeah, same thing about this AI-generated prompt. I've wanted to talk to tactics with Harry all the time now. Voldemort's getting so powerful again. He glanced out of a fireplace into the Ministry all over again. Chapter 4, The Paper. I felt like I wanted to attack Dumbledore too. He put the map away, pressed his hands over his face, listening to the toast. Had already been thrown in the mead into his mouth and chin. Don't grab it to him. Don't give it to him. Then there were hurried footsteps coming up the stairs, slowing down only when he had told them he would not be able to get rid of us. He who must not be named. Albus Dumbledore was walking toward them out of themselves, removed them for a moment, then said, I'll be back in about a minute. Mrs. Weasley nodded and turned the doorknob, stepped into Umbridge's office, and only his head hurtled through the emerald fire. And then at 5:10 in the morning before the common room that night after dinner. But I don't think so, Mr. Potter, said Umbridge. Let me remind you that it was then he dropped the name forever, assumed the identity of Lord Voldemort, and might never have joined forces with Gornak not long after. What? Nice to have a word with Snape. And Sirius forcibly, and he actually made to stand up. Okay, I'm gonna stop myself right there. It's getting way too long, and I don't expect you guys to watch it. So, yeah, enjoy some other commentary. Hope you're enjoying this video so far. Future Sandshot Shop. Yes, okay. So, I only recorded like 3 bits of audio for this, and it literally requires more. So what you just saw was the cover artwork, and me putting the cover artwork into like the cover, and I give you a reading of the AI-generated Harry Potter prompts. Hope you enjoyed it. This could be a series if you really like it, and yeah, make sure to tell me in the comments down below. And either way, we have this thing. So I'm basically turning the back piece that I had before and putting that with the front piece and to making it into an entire book cover. So this part was kind of stressful not stressful, kind of like at the end it was really annoying because I had to do this whole thing with like the text thing, so I couldn't get it to multi-line, as you'll see later. Not in this part of the video, but it was just a whole nightmare. I just decided to go old school and just write multiple lines of dialogue, or sorry, text. Yeah, and that's basically the entire thing for this. Another thing with the cover was that like I use this really ugly yellow color for it. I'll change it later, don't worry. Like I'll change it to the color of the sun behind the H in Harry Potter. I like that thing, cause like the yellow that right now with this like piss lemonade yellow that we have is not working, so I decided to take the yellow from the sun behind that. It was really good, yellowish orange type of thing. Next time I'm gonna use less colors, cause like I used yellows, reds, pinks, blues, reds, blacks, like everything. so no colors didn't work without blending in, so I think I should stick to a stricter color palette next time. And yeah, the original footage was an hour long, like almost an hour and a half, so I had to speed it up to 1000%, no kidding, and I had to cut it through all the meaningless points of me just over adjusting it and everything. Sometimes I just wanted some scenes to be shown because they seem like they would be in actual videos, so I kept them in. And some of them I just kept out because it's just me obsessing over some small details. Yeah. So I think it turned out pretty well. Hope you liked it. It's probably my most ambitious project yet, a book cover. I still see a lot of errors with it, but I'm really proud of it. I hope you are too. And yeah. Hope you liked it. I'm going to be out. I will see you in the outro, so enjoy some me cover editing with some music in the background. Thank you. Okay, so the artwork took a really long time. This is the most time I've ever spent making an artwork for YouTube, and I hope it pays off. But the book cover artwork was just something else. I had this whole tower design I wanted to go with, but then I ended up scrapping it because it looked really bad and it was not the vibe I was going for. So I ended up having to compromise it. I had a whole like tower-like thing in my vision, but then I had to compromise it since it just was not working out, and I do not have the artistic skill to bring it to life anymore, or not anymore, not yet. So yeah. Also, when I was making the book cover itself, it was on Inkscape. I remember having to struggle with that because I got the image logo and I had to figure out how everything worked. And a big thing about the artwork is that I used way too many colors, so that I had to decide on this ugly yellow color at first, and I just really didn't like it and just didn't like how it was turning out. So I made it the like egg yolk yellow. Next time I'm gonna stick to a strict color palette, so it's gonna be easier to flow with. Because right now it looks very fan made. My intent is to create something original looking, but obviously that gets better as we get better at art. So hopefully when I'm older, hopefully when I work on my art skills better and I revisit this project eventually, because I want to revisit it just like the previous video, it's going to be better. And I hope you stick around to it too. That's the main thing with this video and the last one. I'm more just experimenting. And due to the last one doing actually surprisingly well for my standards, I might continue doing those types of videos, those fake one videos, creating them. And I might continue doing these videos if you like it, because I put a lot of effort into this video, and I was going to do a Blender thing, but I just couldn't make it in time, and I wasn't going to learn Blender again. I'll try to make a part 2 maybe, explaining it, and how I learned how to make it into a book, and make the rendering and everything. It's going to be really cool if I do it, but then again, look forward to that. I think I'm going to do it. I'm kind of set on it, maybe not, but yeah. Other than that, that's just how the artwork turned out. I'm proud of the sand. I'm proud of the sky. I'm semi-proud of Harry, but yeah, that's it. Thank you. Okay, I'm finally at the outro. This video took a really long time to make since I lost half my process and then I progress and then I had to edit it half of it again. So it took me a few days to come back to it, but hopefully if things go well this time, I can finally post it. And yeah, thank you for watching. If you like these new book cover design videos or want me to experiment more content, tell me in the comments below. I enjoyed making this, and yeah, I might do a blended part 2, putting the artwork onto a book. Yeah, thank you for watching, and as always, keep drawing. Yeah.